Radio Rahim here with Don Charles. Tell me the story starting from Wednesday. You did do a media workout on Wednesday.
Correct.
And Daniel looked fine.
It looked fine. He turned up. Yeah, it turned up. We chose not to do nothing. We didn't show. They gave us a 5-minute slot. Some people did pads. Some people, majority. I think Joseph Parker did pads. I think someone else did pads, but others didn't do any pads because there's a choice there. There's not a lot you can do in 5 minutes. So we opted to, But I did tell Daniel, cover your head because it was outdoors. It was cold,
outdoor,
Yeah. So we went there. He shook off, and so you can't really. Me standing there, I couldn't read anything. Or the fighters, no, because that was Wednesday. This happened on Thursday, where if he was feeling unwell, I wasn't aware about it on Wednesday.
Right.
So it's on Thursday. We were ready, the whole entire team. We were in the foyer of the hotel waiting to be picked up, to be taken to the gym, Mike Tyson gym. That's our routine. Then to be called up by the father, say, you better come up, that Daniel's not feeling well. So I went up. That's the first time I discovered that the boxer was not well. And then lo and behold, the doctors were called. 2 independent doctors came and read their findings to us. And then it's a decision we had to make. Unfortunately, a show of that magnitude, to be pulled out of it, people don't think about how does the boxer feel to lose the opportunity of fighting on that show. I mean, what kind of human beings are we that we've trained hard for 14 weeks? You get on that plane to go to Riyadh, and Korea's highest purse online to defend your belt, okay? And we, this is the point, this is the trainer talking now, with my trainer's hat, right? We elected and selected to fight Joseph Parker. I was given 3 names. And it's a voluntary defense, might remind them as well, a voluntary defense.
Right. So you didn't have to fight Joseph. You chose fight.
No, we chose him.
Go ahead.
We chose Joseph Parker, right? Because I haven't read, but I've heard people telling me, oh, he ducked him, he's scared. Hello, excuse me, a kid who went and fought Baby Miller, unbeaten fighter, destroyed him. Philip Hergovich, they said definitely not going to beat Philip Hergovich, destroyed him. Anthony Joshua, they deemed the grotesque mismatch, destroyed him. What, we're going to then duck Joseph Parker? No disrespect to Joe, tremendous fighter, but sorry to disappoint you people, sorry to disappoint you, Joe. I think I've actually heard also Joe start to buy that concept that we may have avoided you for what? For what? No, hell no. This is the coach talking now with the coach's hat. No, you were not avoided. We merely pulled our fighter away from when doctors have recommended he doesn't fight. We pulled him off that. We're not foolish like yourself, Joseph Parker. You also on record said that you were ill when you fought Joe Joyce and you got knocked out. So you're the foolish one. Don't fight. This is going to all the fighters out there. If you're feeling unwell to the degree that you're not unwell, don't fight. Live to fight another day.
The other fighter on Wednesday that did do media workout was, in fact, Joseph Parker. And so what you're addressing is people saying, well, maybe Daniel saw or you saw something that Joseph was doing in the media workout and was like, nah, we don't want none of this.
Listen, you've got my attention now.
Yeah.
Sorry to disappoint you. No, what I saw as a coach, I was laughing, yeah? The little bit that I saw that you and your coach were doing, I was laughing at that, yeah? You got away lucky, in my opinion, yeah? The shape Daniel was in, yeah? Stylistically would have destroyed you. That's why we chose you.
Then, of course...
You got my attention now.
So we see Joseph then go in and beat Bacoli, right? Before we continue on that path, I just have to keep walking you through the illness phase, because one thing that was mentioned was that Vada also showed up for testing. Because
Correct.
We got to answer all these questions.
Correct.
So, there's another conspiracy out there. Vada showed up, testing. You guys are like, oh, we can't get tested for the fight because there's something dirty, and Vada is not. reputable. All these things is what I'm hearing, so I'm conveying them to you so that you can address them. Are you swerving a drug test? Are you somehow colluding with VADA to make sure that Daniel's not caught cheating?
Wow. Outrageous outrageous. I mean, if you listen to some of Frank Warren's interviews, Frank he says it how it is. Yeah, I'm not going to use certain languages. Yeah, okay. People are putting 2 and 2 together and getting 5. Yeah, leave it alone. We didn't duck anybody. Daniel didn't duck anybody. We just did the sensible thing, and you lot don't like it. Well, it's tough, isn't it? Tough.
It makes sense for a trainer to say, if my fighter's not 100%, especially defending a world title, that I will determine that this is not a risk we want to take. The fighter, though, can always be criticized, even if he's got a busted orbital bone in his eye socket after having gone to war, even if he doesn't stand up and willing to face permanent injury in that moment, that the fans want him to continue.
Yeah.
The question being, did Daniel want to fight anyway?
Yes. We have to, sometimes you have to save fighters from their own, save them because they want to fight. He's a warrior. They're all, this is general, not just my fighter. Any fighter, they always want to fight. So that's what we're there for, to rescue them sometimes. Yeah, we're not in the macho business. We're not, okay? We're in the smart business. Yeah, this is not the first time, it's not going to be the last time that boxers pull out of such fights. Yeah, I've got personal experience. Vladimir Klitschko pulled out of fighting Derek Chisora 3 days before the fight in Mannheim in Germany in 2010. 3 days before the fight, after the public workout, coincidentally. Yeah, I got back to my hotel. Tunde Ajayi was with me in Germany, in Mannheim. I got a phone call from Frank Warren that evening after the public workout. I said, Don, got some bad news. I said, what's that, Frank? He said, Vladimir has pulled out. I said, Frank, he can't pull out. You got to make him fight. He's the champion, right? He said, Don is tore, apparently. Him and his late, great trainer, Emmanuel Stewart, he had a 2-inch tear whilst they were doing some stretches in his hotel room, right? I said, Frank, no, we had to abort mission and get back to England to reschedule the fight, which never happened. David Hay dived in a few months later and took the fight, and that was a voluntary. Vladimir he volunteered elected to fight Derek Chisora as a voluntary, and that fight never ever happened. Okay, because Vladimir opted after that to go and fight David Hay. All right, it's happened so many times with different fighters. I don't see what the big issue is here. It's disappointed. We're very, very disappointed. Okay, on many, many aspects of this situation, we're disappointed. Okay, because we elected to fight Joseph Parker. He's not mandatory for the IBF. Joseph Parker held the WBO. There was people much higher ranked in the IBF. Do you understand? If he was ranked by the IBF highly and he was in pole position, the IBF would have stepped in and said, right, get over your illness. You still got to fight Joseph Parker. The audience don't know the politics, number one, the business side of the whole thing. It's not just about jumping to fight. There's people in pole position ahead of Parker within the IBF Federation. Yeah? Okay? So there's a lot of reasons why he and also in most cases when these things have happened in the past, Joseph Parker wouldn't have had a fight that night. They managed to salvage and brought Bakole in, so he had a fight.
Right, big fight,
and got paid big money. Right, let's not forget that he got a big fight, big money. Okay, and I don't know why they're holding this against my guy and us. I don't understand it. What do you want? Tell us exactly what you want. There's the business side of it. There's the smart side of it. Okay? And it was a voluntary defense, not a mandatory defense.
Want to grow on TikTok? Join our agency for support with expert mentoring, stream protection, and audience growth. It's time to level up. Scan the QR code or click the link in the description to join today.